Daily patrol, the giant panda mother relies on me at the beginning. Chapter 11. Double happiness. You want me to take care of this cub too? Looking at the other cub that the giant panda brought, Lin Tian was completely confused now. What's going on? They're not asking me to take care of one. They're planning to let me raise both children? Not only Lin Tian was confused. The audience in the live broadcast room were also confused when they saw this scene. Oh my god, the giant panda is going to give both cubs to brother Tian. Where's Dongdi? Come out and explain. Didn't you say that you let brother Tian take care of one because you can't raise it? This is not right. Hey, stop shouting, Dongdi doesn't understand it now. But, if both cubs are taken care of by brother Tian, isn't this double the happiness? Envy. The audience looked at it with both surprise and envy. Even Wang Jian on the side showed envy. Giant pandas are so cute. They're national treasures. If possible, he also wants to raise one. What a pity. The mother panda ignored him and just gave the cub to Lin Tian. At this moment, Wang Jian could not help but envy Lin Tian's animal-friendly physique. And Lin Tian at this moment, looking at the two panda cubs in front of him, he was a little embarrassed. Although the panda cubs are very cute, but he is a forest ranger, not an animal keeper. Moreover, the mother panda gave both cubs to him to take care of. Isn't it too irresponsible? Isn't it too easy for you to take care of both cubs for me? Lin Tian knocked the mother panda's head speechlessly. The panda screamed, covered its round head, and looked at Lin Tian with its head raised, looking a little aggrieved. Then it shook its head and still took the cub to his arms. Lin Tian was speechless. This is definitely going to give him the two cubs. He looked at the two cute pink mice in his arms. Lin Tian sighed. Forget it. Raising one is also raising. Raising two is also raising. It's just a matter of feeding more milk. He has the spiritual water, so he is not afraid of not being able to keep them alive. Okay, I'll take care of your children for you. When they grow up, I'll bring them to find you. Seeing that the giant panda mother insisted, Lin Tian had no choice but to agree. To prevent them from getting cold, he took off his coat and carefully wrapped the two cubs with clothes. The two cubs seemed to be accustomed to the smell of Lin Tian. They curled up in Lin Tian's coat, smacking their mouths. They slept comfortably and peacefully against the clothes. Oh, so cute. Wang Jian looked at the cubs with an auntie's smile on his face. He wanted to tease them, but the giant panda mother was staring at him, so he resisted the urge to reach out. After Lin Tian wrapped the cubs with clothes, he carefully placed them in the backpack behind him. Don't worry, I'll take good care of the children for you. Lin Tian waved to the giant panda mother. Then he said to Wang Jian. Brother Wang, let's go. Yes. Wang Jian nodded. The two of them prepared to go back along the way they came. In fact, there are still two places that they haven't visited during this forest patrol. However, Wang Jian said it doesn't matter. The other two places don't need to be patrolled every day. Just go every 3 or 5 days. You can go tomorrow. Lin Tian, you are really amazing. You saved 2 wild giant panda cubs. The bureau will definitely give you a credit. On the way back, Wang Jian looked at the 2 cubs in the backpack and joked with Lin Tian with a smile. Lin Tian shook his head. He didn't care about the credit of the bureau. He was just worried about whether he could take good care of the 2 cubs. Although there was spiritual water, he didn't have to worry about the cubs' food and health. But he didn't understand many of the pandas' habits. I have to go back and study more books about pandas. The two of them walked back while talking. At this time, Lin Tian suddenly felt something was wrong. Why are there rustling footsteps behind them? Lin Tian turned his head sharply. He immediately saw the mother panda shaking her head and following them from a distance. Hey! Seeing Lin Tian stop, the mother panda tilted her round head to express her confusion. She seemed to be asking, why didn't she leave? Lin Tian! You said why didn't she leave? Isn't it because you've been following us? Ha ha ha! Good guy, I thought the mother panda didn't want to take care of her 2 children. It seems that she wants to live with her children and brother Tian. Haha, your way of living is very vivid. Brother Tian and the mother panda must have something to hide. It's confirmed. The audience in the live broadcast room also saw the mother panda following them, and they were all happy. Wang Jian also turned his head and saw the giant panda following him. He patted Lin Tian on the shoulder and laughed, "Lin Tian, it seems that you are very popular with animals. I think this giant panda wants to follow you home." Lin Tian. Lin Tian looked at the giant panda following behind him and sighed. "Forget it, you are a national treasure. I won't bother with you." Lin Tian can't do anything if the giant panda wants to follow him. Just let it follow behind him. He thought to himself. Maybe the mother panda is worried about her cub. After following for a while, maybe she won't follow. But all the way back to the residence in the jurisdiction. After Lin Tian turned around, he found that the mother panda was still following behind him. It seems that the mother panda is really relying on him. Chapter 12. I'm hungry. Lin Tian, I'm going back first. If you have any questions about work, you can call me. After returning to the jurisdiction, Wang Jian prepared to go back. Because today is Lin Tian's first day of patrolling the forest, Wang Jian took him with him. In the next few days, Lin Tian will have to patrol the forest alone. Before leaving, Wang Jian also glanced at the giant panda following behind him, smiled and patted his shoulder. "Lin Tian, I think this giant panda likes you. Congratulations, I don't know how many people envy you for being able to raise a giant panda." Wang Jian joked and left with a smile. And Lin Tian glanced at the giant panda mother who had been following behind him. And said helplessly. "Don't stand there, come in." Lin Tian pushed open the gate and entered the yard. Afterwards, the giant panda mother also followed behind him and swayed into the yard. Because the gate was not big, the giant panda mother twisted her body before squeezing in through the door. In the yard, Lin Tian had already put down the backpack behind him. He carefully took out the two giant panda cubs wrapped in clothes. Bing bing! The two cubs were hungry again. They were raising their heads and crying, looking for food. The mother panda heard the child's call and hurried over. She took the cub from Lin Tian's hand. Then she gently held it on her belly and brought the two cubs to the milk. The two cubs quickly caught it, following the smell of milk. They sucked it in big mouthfuls. Very cute. Lin Tian looked at this scene and felt very healed. At the same time, he felt that it was a good thing for the mother panda to follow him home. The two cubs could drink nutritious breast milk. The cubs could also learn the survival skills of giant pandas from their mother panda. Ah, watching the cubs suckle is so healing. So soft, I really want to take one home to raise. I envy you. Brother Tian can actually raise 3 giant pandas at home. But the country doesn't seem to allow private individuals to domesticate giant pandas. Hiss. How should Brother Tian handle this situation? The audience in the live broadcast room watched the mother giant panda actually go home with Lin Tian. While envious, they began to wonder. As a first-class protected animal in the country, and it's a national treasure, private domestication is definitely prohibited. And what was said in the live broadcast room, Lin Tian naturally knew. So, he sent the experience and process of encountering wild giant pandas in the mountains to the bureau early. And Wang Jian and the live broadcast video are testimonies. He didn't abduct giant pandas. As for whether the bureau would let him take care of the mother giant panda and the 2 cubs, this is not something he can decide. Maybe tomorrow morning, the bureau will send someone to pick up the mother panda and the 2 cubs. However, this is all tomorrow's business. As for tonight, the giant panda must stay in his house. So, he has to prepare a nest for the giant panda mother and 2 cubs in advance. Thinking of this, Lin Tian glanced at the giant panda mother. While it was taking care of its 2 cubs, he got up and went to the room next to his bedroom. This was originally a utility room for some tools. There weren't many things in it. A little cleaning would make it free. After Lin Tian cleaned the house, he went out and picked up some dry grass and branches and put them in the house, and then used some large leaves as pads on top. Like this, a simple panda nest is made. Next to it, there are some wild bamboos that he just cut outside. Lin Tian specially watered these wild bamboos with spiritual water. They are more tender and delicious than ordinary bamboos. Done. Looking at the panda nest he made, Lin Tian clapped his hands and smiled. He was very satisfied with the panda nest that he spent more than an hour to make. It was soft and comfortable. There were also fresh spiritual bamboos to chew. The mother panda would definitely like it. Ming Ming. delicious. After the giant panda fed the two cubs, he found Lin Tian with the cubs in his mouth. After entering the house, he saw the spiritual bamboo that Lin Tian prepared for it at first sight. His eyes lit up with excitement. He didn't care about the two cubs. He shook his limbs quickly and rushed to the bamboo. He plunged into the bamboo pile. First, it smelled the bamboo pile to pick the most delicious bamboo. But it found that the smell was very tempting. So, it turned out the bamboo closest to it. First, it used its tongue to roll the bamboo leaves on the bamboo stem into its mouth and ate it quickly. Then it used its sharp teeth to scrape off the bamboo skin and divide the bamboo into small pieces. Then it threw the small pieces of bamboo into its mouth and chewed them one by one. Crack, crack. The crisp sound of chewing bamboo came. Sweet bamboo juice flowed from the corners of the mother giant panda's mouth. The picture was very tempting. Why do you feel hungry just by watching the giant panda eat bamboo? I also want to taste the taste of this bamboo. Swallow your saliva. No, I want to order a takeaway, just order bamboo shoots and fried meat. The audience in the live broadcast room also felt hungry by watching the giant panda eat bamboo. They all became greedy for the taste of bamboo. And Lin Tian was happy to see that the giant panda liked the bamboo he prepared very much. At this time, the two giant panda cubs were lying on the ground and crying helplessly because their mother was eating. No one paid any attention. Seeing this, Lin Tian squatted down and carried them into the small nest specially prepared for them. It was a small house made of a cardboard box. There were many small air holes on it. It was breathable and could prevent mosquitoes from crawling in and biting the cubs. After putting them in the cardboard box, Lin Tian placed the cardboard box next to the giant panda. After finishing these, Lin Tian also went to prepare his own dinner. Because it was already late, Lin Tian simply had a bowl of egg noodles and prepared to rest at night. Back to his room. Lin Tian had just laid down. Unexpectedly, there was a sudden knock on the door. At the same time, there was the urgent cry of the giant panda mother. What's wrong? Lin Tian was worried that the giant panda was in danger. He quickly got up and opened the door. Who knows? The moment the door was opened, a plump and round body squeezed in through the crack of the door. It was the mother giant panda. It ran into the house with two cubs in its mouth, found a corner by the bed, and lay down swiftly. It seemed that it wanted to stay in Lin Tian's house. Chapter 13. The whole network is paying attention. Hey, wait! Your nest is not here. Lin Tian saw the mother bear running into his room, and hurriedly tried to stop her. But the mother bear had already entered the room, and found a comfortable corner beside the bed, and lay down with the two cubs in her arms and legs. When Lin Tian got up and wanted to stop her, the mother bear was already lying on her back with the cubs in her arms and legs, refusing to leave. Obviously, the mother panda didn't like the nest he prepared for her. Instead, she liked her small bedroom more. Ha ha ha, Brother Tian spent half a day preparing the bear nest in vain. Mother bear, you want to sleep in a separate room from me? No way. Brother Tian, how can you bear to let Mother Bear sleep in a cold bed alone? Brother Tian, just obey Mother Bear. The audience in the live broadcast room laughed when they saw this scene. Lin Tian sighed. Well, the bear nest I prepared for you with great effort is in vain. Lin Tian patted the mother panda's fluffy head. But he didn't drive it out. Forget it. Just live in the house. Just give the panda mother more baths in the future. And maybe tomorrow the Forestry Bureau will come to take the panda away. In that case, it will only be one night. Thinking of this, Lin Tian looked at the cute and well-behaved panda mother in the corner of the bed, and still felt a little reluctant. If possible, he still hopes that the panda mother can stay at home. Bear mother, good night. Cover the quilt. Lin Tian glanced at the cute panda mother sleeping in the corner of the room and said good night. Then he turned off the lights and rested. When Lin Tian closed the live broadcast room to rest, on the other side, his live broadcast video was quickly uploaded to major platforms by fans. In a small rental house in Shanghai, a girl with a big weapon was lying in front of the computer, concentrating on editing the video. The girl's name is Chen Yi, a college graduate, originally majoring in art design. However, she encountered obstacles everywhere in finding a job. I have been eating boiled noodles in clear soup for almost 3 months. If I can't find a job by the end of this month, I won't be able to eat boiled noodles. This time, she saw Lin Tian's live broadcast room by chance. She immediately fell in love with the scenery of nature. Then she wanted to make video clips about small animals in nature. Anyway, I would starve to death if I relied on painting. I might as well change my career. So, she immediately downloaded the editing software. The golden monkey video that went viral on Douyin yesterday was edited by her. It was originally edited casually. I didn't expect it to become popular all of a sudden. The number of likes exceeded 100,000. This made Chen Yi very excited. She watched Lin Tian's live broadcast room early this morning, waiting for the broadcast to start. Then she stared at the live broadcast room and recorded the screen all day. Today's video is full of practical information. Live broadcast to help wild giant pandas give birth. And it was successful. Lin Tian, this anchor is really amazing. Chen Yi muttered while editing. Soon, after 2 hours of editing and polishing, the video was edited to 10 minutes. Click. Send. Chen Yi leaned back in her chair, finally rested, and went to drink some water. The edited video quickly went viral on the internet. Number surprise. Wild pandas found in the wild. Number amazing anchor helps wild pandas give birth. Number forest ranger picks up a panda cub and takes it home. Soon after Chen Yi's video was released, someone clicked in. Oh my god! Is this a wild giant panda? Oh my god! Is the giant panda giving birth? Oh my god! What is this anchor doing? Helping a wild giant panda give birth. Oh my god! Awesome! She actually helped a giant panda give birth successfully. This anchor is so brave. Where can I watch the live broadcast? I want to follow it. The giant panda is so cute, I want to hug it. Did the anchor pick up 2 cubs in the end? Where did the cubs go? Where is this live broadcast room? I want to see it. Let me know quickly, I can't sleep at night. Chapter 14. Visitors from the Forestry Bureau. The next day. The sun rises. Lin Tian wakes up and stretches himself to get up and put on his shoes. Sitting up. Lin Tian fumbles under the bed to find slippers. But suddenly he steps on a soft blanket. The blanket is still warm. It rises and falls with his breathing. Lin Tian lowers his head. But he sees that there is no blanket under his feet. It is clearly the mother panda. He sees that the mother panda has pulled her blanket under Lin Tian's bed at some point. She is now lying on her back beside his bed. She didn't care when Lin Tian stepped on her foot. She opened her eyes and saw that it was Lin Tian. She just grumbled and scratched her butt. Then she went back to sleep. Lin Tian was helpless and held his forehead. The panda blocked the bed, so he had no place to step. He could only get out of bed from the other end of the bed. After getting up, Lin Tian first carefully checked the panda cubs. At this time, the 2 cubs were sleeping peacefully in the palm of the mother panda. The breathing and body temperature of the 2 cubs were normal. Very healthy. Seeing this, Lin Tian felt relieved. In fact, the newborn panda babies are still very fragile because they have no hair protection. A small problem may cause their death. So, they need to be taken care of very carefully. After seeing that the 2 cubs were fine, Lin Tian felt relieved and began to prepare his breakfast. Because they just moved in, there was not much food stored in the house. There were only 2 bags of noodles prepared when they came and a few kilograms of wild mushrooms and wild fruits sent by Wang Jian. Lin Tian boiled water, cut the wild mushrooms, and poured them into the noodles. He simply cooked a bowl of green vegetable noodles. Then, he squatted at the door of the house with the bowl of noodles in his hand and ate them slurpingly. While eating, Lin Tian took out his mobile phone. He opened his live broadcast room. Here we are. It's on air. From TikTok. I've been waiting all night, it's finally on air. Where are the pandas? I want to see pandas. Host, did you pick up 2 cubs yesterday? Is this true? Bilibili tour group, come and watch. Just after the show started, Lin Tian's phone jammed. Then he found a large number of bullet comments pouring in. The number of online viewers also jumped every second. There were dozens of people online directly, and the number of hundreds and hundreds increased. In less than half a minute, the number of online people reached more than 1,000. This is just after the show started. This means that these thousands of people are watching the live broadcast room. even if they are not. They clicked the reminder to start the broadcast. Oh my god, why are there so many people? Lin Tian was also confused when he saw so many people coming in as soon as the show started. Then he looked at the number of followers. Tens, hundreds, thousands, millions. Hey! 50,000. I saw that the number of followers in his live broadcast room was actually 50,000. The speed of increasing followers is too fast. When he went off the air yesterday, he only had more than 20,000 followers. Where did the extra 30,000 come from? Lin Tian was surprised. Then he saw the clue from the barrage. Many fans said that they came from Douyin and Bilibili. Did someone edit his live video to divert his traffic? After a moment of hesitation, Lin Tian took out his phone and searched for his live video. Soon, more than a dozen videos popped up. The most popular one was a video edited by a host named Yu Bao, which had hundreds of thousands of likes. The video in it was exactly the content of his live broadcast yesterday. It was just a simplified version. He took a look. It was edited quite well. It showed the scene of himself helping to comfort the giant panda mother when she was having a difficult birth. Coupled with the warm BGM, it felt very harmonious between man and nature. Lin Tian liked the video and didn't close it. He didn't mind someone moving his live video. He didn't spend much time on running his live broadcast, so naturally he wouldn't spend any energy pursuing any portrait rights. He didn't plan to make money by editing videos. And most hosts, because they are worried about being sued, will indicate the source of the video recording. This also indirectly brought him a lot of viewers. He got so many fans last night, all because of this. So if others edit his videos, he won't stop them. As long as they don't deliberately smear him, he won't pay attention. Good morning, everyone, welcome new friends. This is the Sichuan-Shu Nature Reserve. If you like to see the natural scenery, you can click to follow. Lin Tian simply greeted the audience in the live broadcast room. The barrage of responses was also very fast. Brother Tian, good morning. We are here to see the panda cubs. Where are the pandas? Let us see them. Did they really find wild pandas? I heard that the panda was lured home by the anchor. It wasn't lured, it took the initiative to follow. That's right, who doesn't know the truth and is messing with the rhythm? The barrage of comments soon responded. A large number of barrages wanted to see the pandas. Many people followed the live broadcast yesterday. They watched the birth of the two cubs and were concerned about their health. So, Lin Tian would not refuse them. Don't worry, the mother pandas are sleeping in the house, mother and child are safe, I will take you to see them. After Lin Tian finished his noodles, he hung his mobile phone on his chest and prepared to take the live broadcast room back to the house to see the mother pandas. However, he just got up. At this time, there was a knock on the door. Lin Tian, are you in the house? We are from the Forestry Bureau. Chapter 15. Mother Bear Goes Wild. Are people from the Forestry Bureau here? Lin Tian was stunned when he heard the knock on the door. He thought of the report he sent to the bureau last night. He didn't expect them to come so soon. He opened the gate. Lin Tian found 4 people in uniform standing at the gate. 2 men and 2 women. The first middle-aged man entered the yard, saw Lin Tian, and gestured. Hello, Comrade Lin Tian, right? My name is Su Shun, and I'm the director of the Sichuan Forestry Bureau. I heard that you encountered a wild giant panda in the protected area, so I came to see it. This news is very important to us. Su Shun took it very seriously when he learned last night that a wild giant panda was found in the Sichuan Nature Reserve. That night, a meeting was held to discuss the handling of the giant panda. Then, they set off before dawn this morning. This time, they not only brought breeders and staff. They were also equipped with 2 tranquilizer guns. Wild giant pandas are very dangerous, and they are worried that they will cause physical attacks on Lin Tian. Hello, I am the director of Sichuan-Shu. I have professional habits in taking care of giant pandas. Excuse me, are the giant pandas still here? The person who spoke was a middle-aged woman. She wore a mask and a white coat. She came here after knowing that there were wild giant pandas here. She was more active than the people from the Forestry Bureau. She came here after seeing the live broadcast video yesterday. But she didn't like giant pandas. She wanted to get these giant pandas. As long as they could take these giant pandas into their zoo. They could bring income and popularity to their zoo. Think about it. Once the news of wild giant pandas in their own zoo came out, more people would definitely come to the zoo. As for whether they could take the giant pandas away, she had never considered it. Although the young man in front of him was young and handsome, he was just an ordinary forest ranger. But he didn't have the permission to domesticate giant pandas. And their zoo had a qualification certificate. Why are the people from the Forestry Bureau here? Don't take the pandas away. I want to see them a few more times. If you take them to the zoo, I'll have to pay for them if I want to see them later. It's good to leave the pandas to Brother Tian. Brother Tian is taking good care of them. Don't even think about it. Pandas are national treasures. How can they stay at Brother Tian's house? They will definitely take them away. What a pity. I was thinking that if I followed Brother Tian's live broadcast room, I could raise 3 pandas online in the future. It seems that I won't have this opportunity. The audience in the live broadcast room also saw the people from the Forestry Bureau through the drone. They all felt sorry for taking the pandas away. And Lin Tian knew that the Bureau would send people to take away the mother panda and the 2 cubs. But why did the zoo staff come? The pandas are in the house. I'll take you there. Lin Tian looked at the middle-aged woman and frowned slightly after knowing that she was the director of the zoo. But he didn't say anything. It's better for the pandas to go to the zoo. But isn't this news known too quickly? I just contacted the bureau and followed him here. Take me to see it quickly. Hey, how can you let the giant panda live in the house? The environment in your house is so bad, what if it gets infected with bacteria? The panda cubs are very fragile. They need to be put in the incubator. When the middle-aged woman came in, her eyes lit up when she saw the giant pandas lying in the house to rest. Then she kept talking. Talking about how bad the conditions in the house were. Then she approached the giant pandas and wanted to take the 2 panda cubs away and put them in a professional incubator. Seeing this woman approach the giant pandas and reach out to hold the cubs, Lin Tian was startled. Don't. The mother panda was awakened by a strange smell. She looked up and saw a strange human approaching and trying to hold her cubs. The mother panda was strong as a mother, and her animal nature was immediately aroused. Roar! The giant panda stood up and bit the middle-aged woman. It also held her down with its claws. It tore her clothes. The middle-aged woman could not resist the power of the giant bear ammo, and was soon pressed to the ground. Her clothes were also bitten and torn. Everyone around was shocked by this sudden scene. Director Su even raised the tranquilizer gun in his hand and aimed it at the giant panda. Director, don't shoot. Mother bear, don't get excited, put the person down. Lin Tian quickly stopped in the middle of the crowd. The mother giant panda drank the spiritual water and already had some spirituality. If she was given an anesthetic injection, she would definitely hate humans. He knew that the giant panda did not hurt the middle-aged woman. The middle-aged woman just had her clothes torn. If you want to blame someone, blame the middle-aged woman for being too brave. She dared to hug the panda cub directly. It would be strange if the mother giant panda did not go crazy. The middle-aged woman was also confused at this moment and regretted it very much. When she was in the live broadcast room yesterday, she clearly saw that the giant panda was very docile in front of the young man. Touching its belly and holding its baby were all fine. Why did it go crazy when she touched it? The middle-aged woman thought that all giant pandas were as docile as the ones in her zoo. Even if they were naughty, it would be fine. But she ignored that the mother panda was a wild giant panda. How could it be docile in the cruel nature? Chapter 16. I'll give you a task. Comrade Xiaolin, get out of the way. Don't joke, Director Chen is in danger. Director Su's palms were sweating as he held the gun. If he wasn't careful, Director Chen might have lost his life. The 2 companions around him were also stunned. Lin Tian also knew the current situation and had to ensure the safety of human lives first. But he didn't want the mother panda to get hurt. He was sure he could calm the panda down. Director Su, let me try, I can calm the mother panda down. Don't shoot first. Lin Tian said slowly. Director Su was puzzled. It was already like this. Why was he still trying to persuade her? This was a wild panda, how could it listen to Lin Tian's words? Looking at Lin Tian's determined eyes, Director Su sighed. He actually had no better choice. If Lin Tian really had a way to calm the mother panda down, it would be the best. Although he had an anesthetic gun on him. But the anesthetic effect was not immediate. What if the panda got hurt and got angry? Director Chen is in even more danger. Okay. I promise you. But if it doesn't work, I will still shoot. Although Director Su agreed, he still didn't put down his hand holding the gun, and his eyes were still vigilantly staring at the giant panda mother. Thank you Director Su, I will be careful. After Director Su agreed, Lin Tian turned around and looked at the giant panda mother carefully. Don't be angry, Mom, they are not bad people, they are here to take care of you. Put them down first. Lin Tian approached the giant panda mother carefully, moving gently, trying not to irritate the giant panda. The giant panda was holding the zoo director at this moment, biting her clothes with a big mouth, making her unable to move. Seeing Lin Tian approaching, everyone was shocked and held their breath. The giant panda is now irritated and crazy. It will attack at any time. Brother Tian, be careful. Don't be hurt by the giant panda. It's so dangerous. Brother Tian, don't go over there. Director Su held the gun, ready to pull the trigger at any time. Under the gaze of the crowd, Lin Tian approached the giant panda mother little by little. Then, in the shocked eyes of the crowd, he put his hand on the giant panda's paw. Be good, let the people go first. I'm here and won't let anyone hurt your child. Lin Tian pried the giant panda's paw open little by little. At the same time, he stroked the giant panda's chubby head with his other hand to comfort it. Everyone watched this scene, and their hearts were nervous. They were afraid that the angry giant panda would hit Lin Tian on the head. Fortunately, until Lin Tian released the giant panda's paw, the giant panda did not attack him. The zoo director finally escaped from the bear's paw, and quickly rolled and crawled out and hid behind Director Su. He looked at the giant panda mother with a lingering fear. When the mother bear saw Lin Tian coming, she released her paws and grabbed Lin Tian with both paws. This scene shocked Director Su. He raised the tranquilizer gun in his hand, ready to pull the trigger at any time. Lin Tian hurriedly spoke to stop it. Don't be nervous, the mother bear has no ill intentions. As expected, the giant panda scratched Lin Tian with its claws and leaned its head against Lin Tian, but did not attack as expected. Instead, its huge head rubbed against Lin Tian's arms and cried. This looked like being coquettish? Yes, being coquettish. Isn't this a wild giant panda? Why is it so well behaved in front of Lin Tian? It looks honest and simple, and it seems that it is not the same bear that just attacked the zoo director. Director Su was surprised. The surrounding staff were the same. Wow, Brother Tian is awesome. Brother Tian, tell me honestly what you did to the panda mother last night, why did she become so cuddly? Puff, cuddly is fine, but if the panda mother slaps you, Brother Tian's waist might break. I'm so envious, I also want a panda to act cute to me. Lin Tian touched the panda's head and comforted it softly, okay, it's okay, they are not bad people. If you don't want to give your baby, no one can take it away. Lin Tian comforted the panda for a while, then bent down and picked up the two panda cubs on the blanket. Seeing this, Director Su's heart tightened again. He subconsciously tightened the tranquilizer gun again. Just now, the zoo director wanted to pick up the cubs and stimulated the panda mother. He was worried that the panda mother would be stimulated again. However, until Lin Tian held the two cubs in his palms, the imagined panda mother's rampage did not happen. The panda followed behind Lin Tian and pulled at his clothes. There was no anger at this action. Instead, it licked the back of Lin Tian's hand with its tongue, just like Lin Tian was its nanny. It trusted him very much. Okay, your baby is fine. Lin Tian put the two cubs in the mother bear's arms. The mother panda held the two cubs and her mood was much more stable. She licked the two children with her tongue. Then she squatted beside the bed. After licking for a while, she also used her claws to scratch Lin Tian, indicating that he should sit down too. Helplessly, Lin Tian squatted down and teased the two cubs with his hands for a while. The picture was very harmonious. There was no sign of the giant panda's rampage just now. Director Su looked at this scene and his eyes fell into deep thought. After comforting the mother bear, Lin Tian got up and took Director Su and the staff out of the room. Director Su, the mother bear just gave birth and her emotions are still quite sensitive. I suggest not to stimulate it. If you want to take it away to take care of it, it's best to get along well with it first and wait until you are familiar with it. Lin Tian closed the door. After all, the mother bear is a wild giant panda and is very sensitive to strange humans. I won't trust anyone except him. If you want to take it away, it's better to be peaceful. Well, you make sense. I think you're fine here. Director Su glanced at the giant panda in the room and made a decision in his heart. Lin Tian, in the report you wrote, you said that you met this giant panda in the forest. It was in labor at the time, and you helped it to give birth safely. Director Su didn't know what he was thinking. Lin Tian nodded. I met it when I was patrolling the forest. I started a live broadcast at the time and recorded it all. If Director Su is interested, I'll find the live broadcast replay. Lin Tian took out his mobile phone and showed Director Su the replay of yesterday. Two Forestry Bureau staff members on the side also looked over curiously. The video was when the giant panda was in labor. Seeing Lin Tian approach the wild giant panda on his own initiative. They were all shocked when they saw the scene of helping the giant panda give birth at the risk of being attacked. At the same time, they admired Lin Tian's courage. No wonder he dared to comfort the mother panda just now, it turned out that he had done it more than once. After watching the video, Director Su also noticed that the two cubs were very healthy. He pinched his chin and was more certain of his decision. Lin Tian, you did a good job this time. You have contributed to the safe birth of the panda cubs. I see more potential in you. I have a task to give you. I wonder if you are willing. Director Su looked at Lin Tian with a smile. Lin Tian was puzzled, what task? Help the bureau take good care of the mother and child pandas. If you have any needs, you can ask the bureau. Director Su's voice fell. Everyone was cold. Let Lin Tian take care of wild pandas? Wouldn't that be equivalent to allowing Lin Tian to domesticate wild pandas? The qualification to raise national treasure pandas. This is the first case in the country. Director Chen of the zoo beside him heard it, but he was immediately anxious. No, Director Su, this is against the rules. There is no condition to take care of giant pandas here. It is better to move to the zoo. Only professional care can prevent giant panda cubs from dying. Chapter 17. Real Name System Envy. I think it's a good idea. I would like to send it to the zoo. But you have seen the situation. Lin Tian takes good care of the mother and child. In that case, there is no need to move it to the zoo. Director Su turned his head and looked at Director Chen. Director Su knew what she was thinking. Originally, he was planning to send it to the zoo. It can ensure the safe growth of the giant panda cubs. But after seeing that the mother and child were well taken care of by Lin Tian, he changed his mind. Since Lin Tian can take good care of them, why move them to the zoo? And this guy is also live streaming. Just looked at the live video, there are quite a few fans. This may be a good opportunity to promote their Sichuan province. It can bring a lot of income to their provincial cultural tourism. It is much better than sending it to the zoo. Yes. Director Su is right. Director Chen gritted his teeth. Although he was unwilling, he could not stop Director Su's decision. Director Su did not look at her again, and looked at Lin Tian. Lin Tian, you haven't answered me yet. Are you willing to take care of the mother and child giant pandas for our bureau? This. Lin Tian glanced at the mother giant panda in the room. He never expected that the task that Director Su would assign to him would be this. Take care of the mother and child giant pandas. That means he will be allowed to domesticate giant pandas. This is a unique opportunity in the country. As for whether to agree or not, Lin Tian agreed without much hesitation. Director Su, I am willing. I will take good care of the mother and child giant pandas. Lin Tian nodded in agreement. Director Su then smiled with satisfaction. Okay. I knew you could take responsibility. Don't worry, the bureau won't let you help for nothing. I'll raise your salary by 2,000 yuan. You can ask the bureau for all the supplies needed to take care of the giant pandas, and the bureau will reimburse you. After that, Director Su patted the staff beside him and said, Xiao Chen, you will be in charge of this matter in the future. Chen Li, who had shoulder-length hair and was young and capable, quickly stepped forward and said, Yes, Director. After Chen Li agreed, she looked at Lin Tian and said with envy in her tone, Lin Tian, I don't know how many people envy you for taking care of wild giant pandas. I wish I had your good luck. Chen Li also likes small animals. Especially giant pandas. There are several giant panda ornaments in her office. This time, she heard that a wild giant panda was found, so she came here with her leader. She saw with her own eyes that the giant panda was so attached to Lin Tian. She couldn't tell how envious she was. She also wanted to hug the giant panda like this, stick to it, and stroke its fluffy head. However, seeing Director Chen being held down and torn apart by the mother panda, she stopped the urge to reach out in time. But she was still envious. Ah, trouble you. Lin Tian looked at Chen Li's envious eyes and smiled awkwardly. Lin Tian, the domestication license and subsequent certificates will be sent to you later. We won't disturb your work, we'll go back first. After Su arranged the work, he didn't stay any longer. After taking photos of the panda and the two cubs and recording the files, several people left in the car. Lin Tian watched them go away. The panda pried the door and looked out. After the people left, its tense body obviously relaxed a lot. It seems that there are too many people in the yard. It makes it very uncomfortable. This makes Lin Tian more determined not to send the mother panda to the zoo. Go to the zoo. There will be more tourists coming to watch every day, and the mother panda will be even more uncomfortable. Brother Tian, are you allowed to keep a giant panda now? Damn, I'm jealous. I want to keep one too. The sacks are ready. Where is Brother Tian's home? I'm going to pack them back. Brother Tian, can you help me ask what color sacks the mother bear and her two cubs like? I'll go get some. The audience in the live broadcast room saw with their own eyes that Lin Tian had obtained permission to tame giant pandas. Everyone was envious. Who doesn't like a big, round ball? Lin Tian went back to the house. The mother panda was licking her two cubs in the house. When she saw Lin Tian coming back, she immediately put the cubs down. She ran over. Bing! Hungry. The giant panda stood on its hind legs, with its front paws on Lin Tian. Its round head was offering Lin Tian. Bing! It raised its head and called twice. Lin Tian knew the giant panda was hungry as soon as he heard it. Giant pandas eat 18 to 38 kilograms of bamboo a day. And it only eats for more than 10 hours a day. The ones he picked yesterday were eaten by the mother panda. With this way of eating, the family will be bankrupt sooner or later. But it's okay. In the Sichuan-Shu Nature Reserve, wild bamboo can be seen almost everywhere. There is no need to worry about the mother panda's lack of food. And there is a large wild bamboo forest not far from the residence. In order to make the wild bamboo forest grow quickly, he also watered the bamboo forest with spiritual water last night. Okay, I'll get you food right away. Lin Tian finally broke free from the giant panda's bear hug. He took it out of the yard. The giant panda followed behind with its limbs holding the cub. Lin Tian thought that it was troublesome to carry bamboo back and forth, so it was better to take the mother bear directly to the bamboo forest. In the future, the mother bear can go to the bamboo forest to eat bamboo when she is hungry. He followed the forest path all the way to the wild bamboo forest. In front of him was a lush bamboo forest, towering into the sky. The wind blows. The green bamboo leaves rustle. Wow, this bamboo forest is so lush. Lush and green, I love this feeling. Are all the bamboo forests in the mountains so tall? Surprise! Chapter 18. I can't count. The audience was stunned by the lush bamboo forest. The wild bamboo forest was already very lush. Lin Tian watered it with a lot of spiritual water last night. It naturally grew more lush. It was about 10 meters high. Seeing such a lush bamboo forest, the big ball was stunned. The chubby face was stagnant. It seemed that it had never seen such a good food. After being stunned for a moment, the giant panda suddenly crawled towards the bamboo forest at a speed that did not match its body. The moving limbs rolled up a lot of broken leaves along the way. It was dissatisfied with running too slowly. Halfway, it even retracted its head. The limbs rolled up. It rolled down the hill directly. It rolled all the way to the wild bamboo forest. The giant panda raised its head and quickly crawled to the front of the bamboo forest. Crack, crack. Soon the giant panda moved its fingers and quickly dug out a small bamboo shoot and put it in its mouth. It bit it with its big mouth. The 6 squares in the palms of the hands quickly opened the shell. The tender, white and tender bamboo shoots were exposed inside. The big dumpling put it into his mouth with a click. A crisp click sound was heard. The fresh bamboo shoot juice flowed out from the corners of the big dumpling's mouth. The audience in front of the screen swallowed their saliva. I am greedy to see the giant panda eating bamboo shoots. Don't you like to eat bamboo? Why do you only eat bamboo shoots? Stupid, bamboo shoots are naturally more fragrant than bamboo. Greedy. I want to eat. The big dumpling was eating bamboo shoots with a click. I saw it digging the soil with its claws, and soon dug a pit, dug out the bamboo shoots, and then put them in its mouth. After eating one, it continued to dig the soil. Another bamboo shoot was dug out. In a moment of distraction, there were more than a dozen holes on the ground. Lin Tian saw it and hurried to stop it. You can't just eat bamboo shoots, you have to eat these small bamboos too, don't be picky. Bamboo shoots are bamboo seedlings. With the appetite of the big dumpling. If you only eat the seedlings, this piece of bamboo is really not enough to eat. The giant panda mother grumbled, a little aggrieved. Compared to bamboo, the sweeter bamboo shoots are naturally tempting. However, it still listens to Lin Tian. It shook its big head and found a bamboo that looked smaller. It soon saw a small bamboo. It bit off the bamboo in one bite. Then it skillfully removed the shell and ate the tender bamboo core inside. One bite. The giant panda's eyes lit up. This bamboo is also delicious. Although not as fragrant as bamboo shoots. But it tastes better than the bamboo it has eaten before. The giant panda was happy all of a sudden, grabbing the bamboo with two claws and eating it sweetly. Seeing this, Lin Tian smiled and shook his head. This bamboo forest is irrigated by natural energy, so it tastes good. Seeing the giant panda eating, Lin Tian buried the bamboo shoot roots he dug out back into the soil and planted them. Next year, another bamboo will grow. Hey, what is this? Just as Lin Tian filled the second hole. Suddenly, he found that next to the turned soil, under the withered bamboo leaves, a strange plant was exposed. There were slender white flowers on it. From a distance, it looked like a small white coral. But Lin Tian was surprised to see this plant. Then a look of surprise appeared on his face. He carefully dug the surrounding soil with his hands and dug out the small flower. Hey, what did Brother Tian find? Is it a herb? What is this? The audience was also curious. At this time, Lin Tian had already dug out the fungus flower. There was a plant on top, but a cicada shell below. Hey? What kind of flower is this? It looks so strange. Is it Cordyceps sinensis? Everyone was curious and guessed. Lin Tian didn't sell out the key points and said with a smile. You guessed half right. This thing is indeed a herb that grows in combination with insects. But it's not Cordyceps sinensis. It's the golden cicada flower. It's usually found in bamboo forests. It grows from the larvae of bamboo cicadas. It contains rich vitamins and proteins. It has a high medical and healthcare effect. After taking it, it can enhance the body's immunity and nourish the kidneys and blood. While answering, Lin Tian smiled and carefully picked the Cordyceps sinensis and put it in the backpack behind him. He planned to transplant it to the vegetable garden in his backyard. Even if he didn't pick the golden cicada flower, it would naturally rot in 2 months. It's better to plant it in the backyard. Use spiritual water to irrigate it more. Improve the efficacy of the medicine. Then use it to make tea. I just checked Baidu. What the anchor picked is really golden cicada flowers. And I heard that wild golden cicada flowers have high medicinal value and sell for 300 yuan per kilogram. Oh my god, it's so expensive. Isn't it just 300 yuan that I picked up casually? The audience looked at the golden cicada flowers picked by Lin Tian with envy. And Lin Tian looked around and found a few more, and carefully dug them into the backpack. On the other side, the big ball was chewing bamboo and found that Lin Tian put a small flower in the bag. It looked at it with its small eyes. It thought it was something delicious. The bear mother sniffed it with her nose and soon found the same smell. Shaking its limbs, it ran to a small earthen slope. Lin Tian looked at the big ball in confusion. But he saw it digging with its limbs, turning over a rotten dead tree. After opening it, there was actually a large patch of golden cicada flowers growing inside. The white flowers were densely packed into one piece. At first glance, there are probably hundreds of them. FK. So many cicada flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh my god, I can't count them all. Brother Tian is rich. So many cicada flowers can be sold for a lot of money. Mother Xiang is awesome. Chapter 19. This tea is delicious. The audience was shocked to see the batches of golden cicada flowers. Lin Tian was also stunned. At this time, The giant panda mother found that she had dug up golden cicada flowers, and her eyes suddenly lit up. She used 2 claws to turn the soil and quickly dug out a golden cicada flower. She stuffed it into her mouth in a flash. Lin Tian didn't have time to stop her. Puh! Puh! The flowers that golden cicada flowers eat are naturally not delicious. The giant panda mother's mouth was full of bitterness. It was so bitter that she spit out her pink tongue. She lay on the ground and spit. Haha, does the bear mother think that the golden cicada flowers are delicious? Since you stuffed them directly into your mouth. Pandas are also foodies. I'm afraid it will be bitter now. The audience laughed out loud when they saw this scene. Lin Tian also helplessly held his forehead. How can the bear mother say everything? This golden cicada flower is a traditional Chinese medicine. If you eat traditional Chinese medicine raw, it will naturally taste bitter. Lin Tian rubbed the bear mother's round head to comfort it. Then he looked up at the patch of golden cicada flowers in front of him. Thanks to the bear mother, otherwise I would not know that there are so many golden cicada flowers under this dead tree. So many. I am afraid they are worth several thousand yuan. Lin Tian did not waste them. He dug them out one by one with their roots and put them in the bamboo basket behind him. After tasting the golden cicada, the bear mother was no longer interested in the golden cicada flowers. Bamboo is still delicious. It ran back to the bamboo forest and picked up a bamboo to chew. Lin Tian shook his head and did not disturb it to eat. After telling it to eat, he came back. Lin Tian took the cub and the golden cicada flowers back to the residence. But he met Wang Jian at the door of the residence. Brother Wang, why are you here? Lin Tian was very surprised to see Wang Jian. Wang Jian had taken him to patrol the forest yesterday, so he didn't need to come again today. I came to see you and brought you some food. Wang Jian smiled and patted the car behind him. Lin Tian only noticed at this time that Wang Jian drove here this time. It was a white Great Wall pickup truck. The car looked a little old, and it must have been there for many years. Lin Tian looked at the car. His eyes were quickly attracted by the things behind the car. Behind the pickup truck, there were 2 large bags of rice, a basket of fresh vegetables, and 2 broilers tied with ropes. In addition to these, there were also several bottles of soy sauce, vinegar, and salt in the car. I know you just took office and haven't had time to prepare food. I'll share some of mine and send it to you. Take a look, what else is missing? Wang Jian smiled as he took the things off the car. Lin Tian looked at the things in the car and was stunned for a moment. Then he waved his hand and said, Brother Wang, this is your own home, how can I take it? Well, take it if I tell you to. At most, you can return it to me when you go to the city to buy. Wang Jian pressed Lin Tian's hand and asked him to accept the things. Lin Tian was very moved when he saw this, and it was difficult to refuse. Help Wang Jian move the things into the house. After entering the house, Lin Tian suddenly thought of the golden cicada flowers he picked from the bamboo forest. He planted the golden cicada flowers in the yard. Then watered it with spiritual water. After waiting for a few minutes, Lin Tian picked the golden cicada flowers and washed them. He boiled water and made tea. Soon, with the sound of gurgling, the fragrance of tea filled the air. Lin Tian sniffed lightly and felt refreshed and clear-headed. Good tea. After being irrigated with spiritual water, the golden cicada flower smelled more fragrant. It tasted light and refreshing. Brother Wang, try the tea I brewed. After making the tea, Lin Tian poured a cup for Wang Jian first. Wang Jian also loves tea. As soon as he brought it over, he smelled the fragrance in the air. He was stunned. Hey, what kind of tea is this? So fragrant. Wang Jian was puzzled and looked down at the tea. But he saw that the tea was neither ordinary green tea nor black tea. Instead, it had a light golden luster. Like thick soup. What kind of tea is this? Wang Jian was puzzled. He lowered his head and took a sip of the tea, and his eyes were straight. This tea is delicious. And after drinking it, he felt as if his body was full of energy, and his spirit was much better. Lin Tian looked at Wang Jian after drinking the tea, his eyes lit up. He knew that the tea was effective. He poured himself a cup as well. After taking a sip, his eyes also lit up. It is indeed delicious. It is sweet with a little bitterness, and it is endless aftertaste. The most important thing is, golden cicada tea has the effect of enhancing the body's immunity. Drinking a few more sips can improve the body's immunity and reduce the chance of illness. Lin Tian then poured a cup for Wang Jian. Then he poured a cup for himself. The two drank another cup. Suddenly I felt warm all over. Comfortable. At this time, after eating in the bamboo forest, the mother bear staggered back to the yard. I smelled the sweet scent in the air. I immediately noticed the teacup in Lin Tian's hand. I want to eat. The panda came out of the house biting the rice bowl prepared by Lin Tian for it, and came to the table. While arching the bowl, he looked at Lin Tian. Looking at this, it seems that he also wants a cup. Lin Tian was also a little stunned when he saw this. Why does the panda want to drink tea too? Mother bear held her head high, still looking at Lin Tian with her black eyes. Her little eyes were full of desire. Being looked at by such cute and silly eyes, Lin Tian felt soft in his heart and poured a cup for her. He thought to himself that this was tea made from spiritual water after all. Mother bear wouldn't find it bitter. After Lin Tian cooled the remaining half of the teapot, he poured it into Mother bear's rice bowl. Mother bear immediately held the rice bowl happily, sat aside, and started to eat. Mother bear probably thought this was something delicious. Brother Tian, feed Mother bear tea, I want to see how Tuanzi frowns. I want to see Mother bear bitter tea. +1. The barrage started to make a noise, and everyone wanted to see Mother bear wrinkle her face in pain. But after Mother bear drank the tea, her little eyes lit up. Bing! This water tastes good. Mother bear tasted the spiritual water in it right away. The black eyes suddenly became excited. Picked up the rice bowl and started to drink it. Half a bowl of tea was drunk in one go. After drinking it, she was still not satisfied. Holding the rice bowl in her mouth, she went to find Lin Tian again. The mother bear scratched Lin Tian with her two front paws, and rubbed her round head against Lin Tian to act coquettishly. The tea is delicious, I want more. Lin Tian. Lin Tian looked at the spiritual water that had been drunk and was stunned. So much tea, drank it all in one gulp? Chapter 20. Patrolling the forest alone. Oh my god! What the hell? Mommy bear actually likes to drink tea. A national treasure who loves to drink tea. Good guy, it's worthy of being our national treasure, even the hobby of drinking tea is the same. Mom, don't ask me why I kneel down to watch the live broadcast, it's too outrageous. Hey, I didn't expect that giant pandas also like to drink tea. Wang Jian on the side was also surprised, and then laughed and joked, but this tea is really delicious, I feel a little drunk after drinking it. Mother bear pestered Lin Tian to drink tea. Lin Tian had no choice but to boil another pot. The teapot was not big. There was not much left in it. Just enough for one person. Lin Tian specially replaced the boiled tea with a small teacup like his for Mommy Bear. He patted Mommy Bear's head and reminded her, this is the only cup. It will be gone after you drink it. Drink slowly. Ah! Mother Bear stared at the teacup, knowing that there was only this cup left, and she was a little reluctant. She held the cup and drank it in small sips. Suddenly, she was scalded. The tea was still boiling hot and had not been blown down. The giant panda's tongue is not heat resistant. The boiling hot tea scalded the mother bear's tongue. Ha-chi! Ha-chi! The mother bear stuck out her tongue and blew out air, like a puppy. The audience laughed. The mother bear wanted to drink tea, but it was too hot and she didn't dare to drink it. She could only look to Lin Tian for help. Lin Tian also saw that the mother bear was scalded, but didn't say anything. He just smiled, picked up the tea in his hand, blew it slowly, and then took a small sip. Seeing this, the mother bear immediately followed suit, squatting on the ground, holding the teacup with her front paws, blowing air. Then she sipped the tea in small sips. Comfortable. Delicious. One person and one bear. After sipping the tea into their stomachs at the same time, they made comfortable sounds at the same time. Isn't Bear Mommy learning too fast? Wow, Bear Mommy is so cute, I want to take one home. I looked at my Taiguanyan tea that costs thousands of yuan per gram, and suddenly I felt that this tea was not fragrant. Damn, Brother Tian pretended. Brother Tian, how much did you give Bear Mommy to make him cooperate with you so much? Mom, don't ask me why I kneel down to watch the live broadcast, it's really that this live broadcast is too good to watch. Afternoon. Cool breeze. The sun is just right. The wind is very cool. One person and one bear, tasting the spiritual tea and enjoying this leisurely afternoon. Xiao Tian, thank you for the tea, See you tomorrow. Evening. Wang Jian said goodbye to Lin Tian and left. Lin Tian also took the tea set back to the house. It was evening time. Mosquitoes began to increase. Lin Tian came to the edge of the courtyard wall and planted a piece of tuberose. Tuberose has a strong mosquito repellent effect. There are many mosquitoes in the forest, and they are very poisonous. Normal mosquitoes usually hide during the day and come out at night. But there is an alien species of mosquito, the spotted mosquito. This mosquito is not only poisonous, but also comes out to forage regardless of day or night. He has been bitten by mosquitoes for several big bags in the past 2 days. And Lin Tian is also worried that the giant panda cub will be bitten. So, he planted a large area of tuberose near the yard, forming a mosquito repellent vacuum zone around the yard. And the flowers of tuberose are also beautiful. White 5-pointed star flowers. It also has a natural fragrance. Whether it is beautiful or mosquito repellent, it is a must. Shovel the soil and transplant the tuberose. Halfway through, the mother bear ran over and sniffed it, thinking that the tuberose was something delicious, and opened her mouth and ate a mouthful. Suddenly, the bitter taste of grass juice filled her mouth. Her tongue was numb. She spit it on the side. Pfft! Lin Tian was helpless. Why would he want to eat it? After planting the tuberose, Lin Tian watered them with spiritual water. With the spiritual water, the mosquito repellent effect of the tuberose can be more effective. Sure enough. As soon as the tuberose was planted, the annoying buzzing sound in the yard disappeared. Lin Tian looked for mosquitoes and found that they all fled away from his yard as if they were fleeing famine. Even the snakes, ants, and mosquitoes within a range of more than 10 meters around the yard disappeared. The prevention effect is amazing. The next day, Lin Tian got up early. He stretched. He slept very comfortably last night, without the annoying mosquitoes harassing him at night. He slept until he woke up naturally. Just when he got up to look for his shoes, he suddenly stepped on something fluffy and fleshy, and saw the mother bear Cheng Dazi sleeping beside his bed. 2 giant panda cubs were nestled on their stomachs. Lin Tian was somewhat helpless. He had already cleared an empty room for Tuanzi to live in. But it was still used to resting in his room. Carefully avoiding the mother bear, Lin Tian put on his shoes and went out of the house. Host, the broadcast is finally on. I've been waiting for you all night. Where's the mother bear? I want to see her. Good morning, everyone. After Lin Tian got up and had breakfast, he opened the live broadcast room. As soon as the broadcast started, a large number of viewers poured in. The number of people online in the live broadcast room increased rapidly. Lin Tian simply greeted the audience in the live broadcast room. Today I'm going out to patrol the forest, and let everyone feel the natural scenery of the Sichuan-Shu Nature Reserve. Lin Tian put on his uniform and carried a bamboo basket, ready to go to work. Wang Jian had led the patrol in the past 2 days. And today, it was the first time that Lin Tian went out to patrol the forest alone.